Finally on the road. I haven't had a chance to look into any additional information. I look like a hot mess because I'm not wearing any makeup whatsoever, and I'm exhausted to say the least, right? So we're on the road. I wanted to flip this around officially on the road. Hopefully it's not, maybe I'll go in a little bit. I won't even, there we go. There's my drive right there. I gotta say, after all this work on this car, I can still tell there's something wrong, but he told me I needed another $500 part to finish everything up, so I'll have about, I don't know, by the time it's all said and done, about $2,300 or $2,400 in the car. This repair. This is just, it's in it. My car's still, after $1,800, it's not driving right. So I want to pray to God it gets me to Tennessee and back, and then once it gets back, we'll figure out what to do with the repair. But that's about it. Good morning, everyone. I can't see who's all in here, but it's nice to see you. I'm not going to watch chat too much. I'll just have a conversation about what we've learned. Monday crushes Betty Bullhorn. I didn't bring the Bullhorn. If things rise to the level of needing a Bullhorn, I'll go buy one. I mean, for like 15, 20 bucks. But I don't foresee that happening. I'm out here doing searches. I really don't have time to MF with, the Proudfoots. They're idiots. They've done something to their child. They are showing they've done something to their child by the lack of their caring, lack of empathy, lack of sympathy, lack of being just, respectful. I mean, who the flip goes out and starts hunting for motorcycles and shopping for motorcycles when their child is missing? Who sells their house when their child is missing? Who runs 3.5 hours away when their child is missing? I don't want to hear anybody sitting here telling me that that the Proudfoots have a hard time showing their emotions. Well, if they have a hard time showing their emotions, they must have a hard time. They must have a shopping problem too. Shopaholic, maybe? I don't freaking know. But I know one thing they're not concerned with and not working toward, and that's finding their damn son. I'm having to go from Florida to Tennessee because 2 assholes won't get off their butts and get out there and search for their own son, wasting my time, my resources that could be going toward a family that shouldn't be dealing with this, right? That didn't do this by themselves. This family, I'm having to spend resources on a family that did this all by themselves. It's irritating. I don't know how to turn my messages. Hold on, let me see if I can turn my my messages on. I don't know how to turn my messages on. Down here. No, I don't know how to turn my messages on. Oh, here we go. Live chat. There we go. Hopefully that fixes it. Oh, I can see you guys. There you are. Good morning, y'all. It's nice to see you. As you guys know, we are driving to Tennessee. I just had the reason why I wasn't in Tennessee is I had a lot of repairs done to the car. The car's still it's still wonky. Around town, you don't see it, you don't notice it, but on the interstate, I can notice it. It's still not, my car's still not right, so it's got to go back into the freaking shop. But that's okay. We'll get Black Beauty up and running soon enough. So we're just gonna have a chat. This is I'm trying to see if we can separate from Chris. I hope that's what it is. I really do. I hope, but at the end of the day, I think in my mind, with all the chaos Chris and Katie have brought about on this case, honestly, I think the way Chris is acting now, like, why wasn't he doing it then? The reason why he's doing it now is because I believe law enforcement noose is tightening. I'm pretty sure that they've drugged them back into that, whatever, the interrogation room more times than we know. I'm pretty sure they've sat at their kitchen table asking them additional questions. I guarantee, since this case started, law enforcement, especially now, probably is not making it very easy on the Proudfoots, and the pressure is it's got to start wearing on them. He can go to a vigil to scream at Seth. He can go to a vigil to intimidate Seth. And he could go out and shop for a motorcycle, but he still can't attend a freaking vigil. He still can't post a sign for his missing stepson, and he still, with all of his training, can't get out in the woods and actually show the world he even gives a damn. He doesn't care about his image to the world at this point, in my opinion. Because if he did, he would act like he gives a shit, which both him and Chris have not so far. I mean, Katie and Chris still haven't so far. I have not seen the emotions I've seen on Chris or Katie's face like I have Seth. There's times when we've seen Seth, he has this tough exterior, and then he's on a live, and somebody will ask him a question, and he'll almost break down. He'll grab himself real quick and compose himself, but he almost broke down. And I'm just like, we don't see that. We never ever see that from Katie or Chris. We just don't. So it just, I don't know. It upsets me and it unnerves me. How's our picture and everything going so far? Usually I start getting a little hinky with internet, especially around these tractor trailers. Is it this year affiliated to the best friend? Proudfoots, yeah. I don't know if he's the best friend. Yeah, my car's definitely not running right. My check engine light's just steady blinking. If you guys can see that. See, both of those lights, those yellow lights, that's what I spent money to repair, to get both of those yellow lights off. And guess what? Since I had the repair, they were both off when I picked up the car. And of course, whenever I drove it, the check engine light came on. So, and you guys know it took 6 weeks to get this car back. So I'm not really eager to go throw it in the freaking shop again. But he swears it'll be a day that we're not going to have the problems we had. I don't know what happened, but apparently he wiped something on my computer, on my thing that's not working right. So he said he tried to reinstall it, but it didn't work. And so I need to replace the whole piece. I'm like, whatever. Hello, Daphne. It's nice to see you, love. You know that I am going to Tennessee. I haven't even left. I haven't been on the road an hour, and I'm already having some vehicle problems, but it is what it is. I'm going to keep going. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I've postponed this trip for 2 months, and it is what it is. So we're just going to keep going. If the car dies, we'll fix it when it dies. Right? Trooper, pushing the envelope, always pushing the envelope. So, and then I knew there was going to be some problems because my car hasn't not cranked in a while. And this morning I went out there and I had a problem. I mean, I got it cranked right away. I just put my jumper on it, but it seemed like the battery was low. So I don't know if the battery was just really low from being, just drained for 6 weeks or what, but we'll see. I'm on the road now. If I have any more cranking problems, I've got everything imaginable in this car to get this car cranked, and tools and oil, and hell, I might even have a freaking oil filter in here somewhere. Like I'm prepared. I'm prepared to do work on the road. Okay. It's an older car. It's what you got to do. So, definitely not running the way it should be running. Actually, it's running almost exactly the same before you did any of the work, if you really want to know the truth. So, very upset about that. So we'll go in there, we'll have him do the other $500 part, and I swear to God, if my car's not fixed, he's probably going to be in a lawsuit. I don't know. $2,300 and the car's still running the same exact way as when I dropped it off. Probably not going to be a happy camper. My mechanic's always done it right, so I don't really worry too much about it. He always tells me everything up front. So like even this, he told me that there's a part that's still defective. He said he did everything. He thought he just wiped it and by accident, and he said he reinstalled all the settings and everything into it, and it's still just not right. It's not holding the settings, and he says he thinks the part's just kaput. So things like that happen. You change one part, another whole part dies. So I think that was a situation. We're creeping up. We're past 185,000 miles on Black Beauty. I mean, we put some miles on this car over these last 3 years. If I had to say 60,000 miles, that'd be an understatement. That's like 20,000 miles a year. Averaging, which it really was more like our first and second year cost us the most. Last year I really didn't travel much because of all the situation, people following me and stuff like that. And people are trying to say that they weren't following me. That's a lie. You guys know damn well somebody came up into one of my searches. You know damn well that somebody working for them came to my court hearing and reported back. This is not the first time. Aileen's come to my house. Aileen's came to Dolly's house. You guys have all heard and seen all those text messages. This idea that I'm lying about this stuff is bullcrap, because we have, the person I'm suing herself on her live, acknowledging that she was complicit in it. So this idea that these things didn't happen to me are not true. And so I didn't really travel all of 2023 because I didn't feel like being followed. And that's pretty sad. And quite frankly, it's highly illegal. And that's what we're dealing with right now. So I know people are trying to say they didn't do it. They don't have anything. This is a digital world. And I can guarantee every bit of this was handled through the internet, some way, shape, or form. It's going to be discoverable. And that's going to be a situation that they're going to have to deal with at that time. But as far as this thing going away, I know everybody's saying that it's frivolous. It's kind of funny, because if it was frivolous, I don't think a judge would need 60 days to look over the case. They're going on procedure. Did I meet all of my elements? Not the fact that we don't have a case. And as a matter of fact, can't wait for that transcript to be dropped, which we know if they don't drop it, they're lying, right? So they're going to drop the transcript, and at the end of the thing, you'll hear her attorney acknowledge that he knows that there's a case that it cannot be dismissed with prejudice, because I got a case that came out of her own attorney's mouth, and she's sitting up on her channel acting like this is still a frivolous lawsuit and I don't have a case. Okay, well, honey, produce the transcript, right? Produce the transcript. That's what I'm going to say, because somebody's telling fibs here. Now I expect them to turn some words around because it's in paper form, but you can't fake what's said. So, and you can't fake what the judge said, and there's that. So they can. Hopefully that'll come out, and I'm actually surprised they haven't released it yet. I would assume that they would have had that in their hot little hands within 72 hours, but I could be wrong. We'll see what all transpires with that. But as far as me in this court hearing, I've never talked really about the court hearing, except to clarify some things, because people like to lie, and I'm allowed to clarify those things. You've got somebody that has literally no legal experience or education trying to explain legal documents to her audience, her echo chamber of 6,500 people at best. And I hate to tell you, and burst their bubble, they're wrong. They're wrong. So we'll just keep moving through this, but I promise you this case is not going away. Even if the judge, I don't think with all the information that the judge is going to read, is he going to dismiss this case. I just really don't think in his heart of hearts, with the overwhelming evidence that supporting documentation, I should say, supporting documentation I provided, I don't see where he's going to dismiss this case with prejudice. I think if my complaint is so far where he can't give me one cause of action, he'll give me enough time to redo my amended complaint, and then we'll just make it so tight that they can't wiggle out of it, and then we'll have a case. Then we'll have a case, right? So it's all about making sure that people understand what truly happened, and hopefully by the end of this, maybe, because I really don't believe, only a certain select few people knew exactly what was going on behind the scenes while she was smiling to her masses and acting like she wasn't doing it. And so they were supporting these two creators because they didn't believe that they were part of this behind the scenes shenanigans, and their audience still doesn't believe it. So the only way I'm going to prove it is to prove it, is to go to court and show people what they were doing to me, because I really truly don't believe people know. And if you read that complaint is truthful. That amended complaint, if you go through it and read it, it was truthful. And if that does not disturb every single person that goes on social media, I don't know what to say to you. But those are my claims, and those are what I plan on proving in a court of law. Now, whether I prevail or get compensation for that is up to a judge and a jury. You know, that's where we'll be. But as far as this being frivolous, I think we've established it's not frivolous from our own attorney's admission in court. And then, you know, it will go forward. This is going to go forward, one way or another. She knows it, her attorney knows it, I know it, the judge knows it. It's just working and figuring out how the best path forward is, and that's where we're at. So we'll see. As far as letting my audience down softly, anyways, I only need one claim, and I've established that from out the gate. We need one to make a lawsuit. So this I'm letting my audience down easy. You guys have been with me for this ride the entire time. I love how she puts things in people's mouths. It's really interesting about that. But there we are, and I'm happy to be out and away from all that drama, at least for a week, looking and taking my energy and resources and putting towards something good instead of something hateful to me. So we're gonna go out here and get in the woods. We're gonna go get dirty. We're gonna go be some real females, okay? We're gonna be what real women should be known for. It should be for us being able to squawk as loud as we can and complain and try to be mean to other women. It's about empowering women, and it's about doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. It's easy to sit. I could probably build my entire channel on hate. Would it make me feel good? Of course not. Of course not. Trust me, I've got enough hate in my life right now to wrap around the earth and back, and I don't want to deal with it. I really don't. So here we are. I'm really talking true crime today. I'm watching my check engine light blink and my traction control light come on. It's amazing after spending $1,800 to make sure they turn off. I love it. It's great. Living the life, living the dream, my friend. Living the dream. But hey, at least I'm smiling, right? Better than the alternative. Anyways, guys, I think that this experience and everything has changed us a little bit. Not, you know, I want to think for the good, but, you know, there is some negativity that came along with it, especially, you know, the mental aspect of it, you know, having people following you. People don't understand how uncomfortable that is until it happens to you. It's very, very, very uncomfortable because you don't know these people and you don't know what actions are for you. Is it just to get you doing something stupid, or is it to harm you? It's a scary situation, and I denounce it absolutely. And, you know, that mental anguish of not wanting to leave your house, that's something I don't wish upon anyone. That fear, to put the fear in somebody, I don't wish that on anybody. So we're out, we're trying to reclaim that back, and you guys watched me struggle all last year with all of this. So we're out. We're gonna go do this thing. We just have a few audit problems, that's all. No good deed goes unpunished, right? No good deed goes unpunished. But I can honestly say, and knock on wood, good Lord, knock on wood, Black Beauty's never let me down, you know, never let me down. So this is like my first venture out without really any backup on the grounds, but I'm pretty sure it's only going to take a phone call. Like, I know so many creators that are close by in Tennessee. I know creators that can be there within a few hours. So I think we're going to have that. Oh, I better remember to turn my share location on for my mod squad, so you guys can monitor me, make sure I'm safe, and God forbid, send the cavalry, right? Monitor Chris Proudfoot's whereabouts too. If you see him get too close to Bullhorn Betty, make sure you guys call law enforcement. Tell him Chris Proudfoot's stalking Bullhorn Betty. Chris, just want to let you know I'm fearful of your existence. Therefore, I would like you to maintain a 500 feet distance from Bullhorn Betty or any of my associates that may be on the grounds out there. Just FYI. If somebody can clip that and make sure that Chris, I know we got some haters in here watching from the bushes. Go ahead and clip that for me and make sure that Chris gets that, please. I greatly appreciate it. Please do something with your time besides hate. So 15 minutes, camper at the gate. I know they had the little cabin, so he obviously didn't want to live in the cabins, but the cabins you have to rent for a month at a time, because I checked it I checked it out, right? I checked it out. So, checked out the reservations out there too. You know me, come on. Does it surprise you guys? I'm going to do anything lawful and legal to get if I got to be a paying customer, damn it, I'm going to be a paying customer. You know? I got a tent. Don't underestimate the power of Bullhorn Betty, right? Don't underestimate my power, right? I always think outside the box. See, the problem in life today is we have so much more technology than we once did. Like, we have trail cameras that we can put on public property. We have, you know, we just have a whole host of things that we can do that we weren't once able to do. I mean, we have night vision cameras, night vision binoculars, night vision whatevers. I mean, there's capabilities that us, you know, normal Joes never really had access to before. And we now have access to them, you know, and we're utilizing those for the benefit of things. I mean, I'd like to see what a free bird looks like at night. I need to stop. Bird watching. Come on. Let's go bird watching. I love bird watching. Who loves bird watching? If you guys like bird watching, who loves night bird watching? Bird watching at night. I think the next wig I'm going to get is going to have to be a black wig. We're going to have to go with a black wig next, because I got all black outfits, right? I got all black outfits. and you shine a light, my head would shine. It would be like a a flashing light. It's like, oh, there's dark and a big old blonde head right here. So we're gonna have to get a black light. All right, guys. Well, we've been lucky so far. We have really been lucky so far to have a fight and stuff. There's no new news on Sebastian. Sebastian hasn't been found. You know, his mom and stepfather are still POSs. They still think shopping is still more important. Shopping and eating and hanging out with friends and family is more important than going and looking for their son. Clearly, they don't care. You know, I truly believe they know where their son is. I think Chris absolutely knows where their son is. I think Katie has helped them. I think Chris is about to buy Katie a new motorcycle because I think that they know that their time is limited and they need to get, if they got bucket list items, now's the time to do it, right? That's what it's kind of feeling like to me. So I'm starting to feel like who, you need to hire attorneys and you're buying $40,000 motorcycles. That was an ultra glide that it looked like she was getting off of. That's what it looked like. And I know what my uncle paid for his ultra glide. So it was expensive. It was very expensive. So I'm curious what bike that was, how much was the price tag on it, and why the heck they feel $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a new bike, why they can't take that money and put it toward finding their son, hiring a private investigator, putting up billboards, putting up banners all over the county. What could that money be really purchasing to help find Sebastian while they're squandering it away for a joyride? A joyride at the expense of their son. They make me sick. Like, there's no, like, you can't get the sickening off me. Like, I'm one of these pot-mouth people. If I see them out there in the woods doing the right thing, I'll bite the shit out of my tongue. But I tell you what, let me see them in the freaking store shopping. Let me see them at a freaking grocery store shopping. They will be removing me from that store because I will use this voice right here that God gave me and tell them exactly what I think about themselves. I tell you what, I'm sorry, but condemnation in this point, I think their child is missing and they're shopping for motorcycles. I'm done playing these games. Like, seriously done. All I know is Chris and Katie just better not even come near me. That's all I know. Unless they want to help. If they want to help and they want to get out there and search, I'll accept them in. But anything short of that, I don't want a freaking interview. I don't want an explanation. I don't want jack crap from any of them. You know what I want from them? I want them to get off their ass. They're sorry, lazy, good for nothing, butts, and get out there in the woods and search for their damn son. I want to see them putting a sign up. I don't want an interview from them. I don't want an explanation. I just want them to do better. That's all I want. But you know what? I know that day will never come. You want to know why? Because I absolutely 100% believe that both of those parents are responsible for the disappearance and death of their child. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. But damn it, I'm going to have it, and that's what I believe. That's why they're not out looking. That's why they don't give a damn about that boy. That's why it's easy for them to go out to eat. That's why it's easy for them to sell their house. That's why it's easy for them to run 3.5 hours away. That's why it's easy to go out and shop for a motorcycle instead of putting up a flyer or searching for their son. The worst part about any of these cases is looking them in their eye, and they know I know, and I know they know that I know. Because you can blow smoke up people's ass, but you're not going to blow smoke up my ass. I'll be respectful to you, but I have every bit of my facts right here. I've got the whole timeline right here. And the pieces that I forgot are written down on a piece of paper. So I can pretty much think on my feet when it comes to Christopher Proudfoot. And I swear to God, if that man has that inches of my face, he's going to have some big problems. So Christopher Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, I'm telling you, you're going to want to keep your distance from me. I don't want to fear for my safety while I'm in your community. Good morning. It's nice to see you all. It's nice to see you all.
4 hours later.
Just got news from the anchor desk. Breaking news. Breaking news, breaking news. Apparently Bullhorn Betty is broken down on the way to Tennessee. To which I say, there is a God. Yes, fuck you, Betty. Oh my God. Bravo. Couldn't have happened to a nicer bitch. Oh my God.
The eagle has landed. The eagle has landed. The eagle has landed. Oh my gosh, guys. What a day. So, as you see, it's only 11 o'clock, not even noon. I'm sitting in a hotel room. That is correct. That is correct. Those beautiful 6 weeks and $1,800 of automobile repairs, and my car has never left me stranded. Not one time, but after $1,800 worth of repair, it decides to leave me stranded. So my girl's a little sick, and I had this fabulous person pick me up. I had to call into Progressive. I called the 1-800 number for, listen to this, I called my mechanic, and I'm like, look, dude, like, oh, what the F? You know, I'm stuck on the side of the road. I just want to remind you, I've never been stuck anywhere with my girl before, let alone not something I entertain after sitting on this $1,800. Well, if you can get it back here. Okay, that's it. Yeah, if I can get it back there. Well, you know, I'm not sure that's going to be quite possible. Where are you? I'm about 4 hours away from home. 4 hours. Trust me, I'm laughing, right? I can make light of it now. I can promise you it's not that comical. I can promise you guys it's not that comical. So long story short, it appears that it may not even have been the catalytic converter that was wrong with the car to begin with. So that's just another level of anger on top of anger. It sounds like it might have been a pump issue. So it sounds like I might have to have a fuel pump. Love that shit. Love that shit. So either way, it's at a mechanic. He's very, very busy, but he was grateful enough. The tow truck driver has a mechanic shop. Who knew, right? Who knew? So thankful about that. He'll be doing whatever he does and getting me back on the road. So hopefully I'll be on the road tomorrow.